For relationships today, we're going to talk about a very sensitive topic. It's all about what to do when your partner is putting on unattractive weight. A lot of us don't know how to handle it, especially people who your partner might have put on the weight after giving birth, right? And some people might be judgmental, but they don't know that it's a very sensitive topic for the person who's dealing with that weight issue. If you have any questions or contributions to the conversation, we want to hear from you. So please use the hashtag BreakfastDaily and the WhatsApp line 0550-585832 for us to hear from you. And I've been joined by Mrs. Mary Rose Saki. Good morning.
Good morning, Jipa. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you, too, for having me.
Where do we start from with this topic?
Well, like you said, it's very sensitive. And it's a relative topic. Except medically, you have been declared that you're overweight, because overweight in the view of people varies.
Yeah.
For me, I think I'm overweight.
Yeah, but me, I'm medically obese. Not even I think. I went to my doctors last week and they were like, listen, you're obese. So I'm medically overweight.
So it's quite a difficult subject. You have to look at your BMI and all those things to determine. So you can't just off-head determine that somebody, because I married you when you were thin, when you were underweight, and now you've gained a little weight and you can see the difference. It means that the person is overweight. When you can see the difference, then people say, oh, you're putting on weight. Oh, you're too big, and all that kind of thing. I remember once I was talking about a friend and I grew up with. She was as thin as I was. But now you should see her, and she has height. She is so big. She's grown so big, and especially her, hip area. And once I was telling her, where was this? Because when we were kids, I didn't see it. And her sister was like, oh, it was in her bones. So there's some things we don't really see. You have to find out before you can even talk about the fact that somebody is putting on unattractive weight. You have to find out what might be the cause. Like you said, some people, when they have babies, they start putting on weight, either through their own doing or somebody else's doing. Because you know how when we have babies, they will tell you have to eat a lot of fufu and abenkwai. So you're eating the fufu and you need the milk, and then they're giving you food every 2 hours to eat so that the baby will be fine and all that. And then through that, you can put on weight, and then when you gain weight, it's very difficult to lose. You don't. It's not as easy as losing weight as gaining it. When you're gaining it, it's fast. But losing it takes a lot of effort. So maybe you find yourself in that kind, then another baby will come. If you are the rapid result kind of parent or partners who you do do re mi fa so, the children come every year, so you don't even get to shed one, then another comes, and shed another comes, that kind of thing. So you lose elasticity at certain places. It's very difficult. Apart from that, it could be medical. It could be medical in the sense that there's some people who are diabetic, or some people who are diabetic tend to gain weight. So you have to be very sensitive about what it is that is causing it before you can even comment on it. And then even with women, some contraceptions that we take makes us put on weight. Yes, so and it's not only women. Men can also put on weight for some reason. Maybe too much beer or too much late eating. Now that people work for long hours and all that, people find themselves putting on weight. So that you have to find a reason why the person is putting on weight, and then you can address it. So
and how basically, do you even address it? Because some people go about it in such a bad way that they just turn the person
Obolo.
off. Yeah.
That's the word in our system that we just use carelessly. Hey, why Obolo? Hey, and why I can say those days when they said, oh, you've put on weight, it means you are living good. Life was good for you. You have some money. Now it's not like that. Apart from even having all these other things, there's some people, they are naturally big. When you go to some families, you see that they are big. They have big structure. So for you to talk about it, you have to look at it the healthy way. You don't just say that, oh, I think you're putting on weight or something. But maybe you can suggest from the meals you think. Maybe are we eating too much carbohydrate, or maybe these meals that we are eating is not helping us or something. Can we change our diet, to help us grow healthier? You can say it in a very nice way, suggesting that, oh, I love you. I want to live for a long time, if God permits us, so that I can have you around for a long time. Why don't we check what we eat? Let's cut down. Let's balance things so that at least we don't get unnecessary health issues early in our lives and all that. When there's opportunity, maybe at the workplace or somewhere that they are doing healthy stuff, or all these medical checks, BMI, sometimes they do things, programs all over the place, you can go. And then when she hears from the medical aspect, or when he hears from the medical aspect, he knows that he has to do something about it. And based on that, never frown on it. Don't let the person feel bad. Sometimes some people can even gain weight from emotional distress, and people, when they are stressed out, some people just go for food to comfort them.
I'm one of those people, actually.
And they just eat out their trouble. They sit behind the TV and just eat and eat and eat and eat. And when you're putting on weight, the only thing that can tell you that you're putting on weight is your clothes. When you find out you're going somewhere, you wear this, it doesn't fit, you wear that, doesn't fit, then you yourself, you know that you have to do something.
But how do you deal with the reality that you may be getting turned off by your partner because of the way that they look? How do you deal with that? Because I've had that where at a certain point in my life, I gained so much weight from stress from the relationship, and the person who was stressing me out now had the audacity to tell me I'm getting fat, as if I didn't already know that I'm getting fat because of the stress he's putting me through. So how do you deal with that?
Well, if the person knows that he's the one who is putting you through the stress for you to gain the weight, that is one thing. If the person doesn't know and he tells you either carelessly or in a loving way, I think for anybody who is, you love yourself, you would think about it. You would want to do something about it. But as a partner, you can help such a person. Like, let's take your case study. Your guy could have rather helped you to maybe do more exercising. Let's go for a walk in the evenings instead of sitting at home and quarreling or having arguments. Go for fresh air out there. Things that stress you, go out there. Or
so it should be a team.
It should be a team thing. Encourage, if you have what it takes to maybe register in the gym, go to the gym, swim. I remember one Valentine's Day, my husband gave me a swimsuit. And recently my daughter was laughing at me, "Mommy, your swimsuit is so many years old, I'm not going to mention it." It's an encouragement.
Yeah.
It's an encouragement for the person to also go into some activity that will help her lose weight. If you swim, if you go to the gym, if you do brisk walk, change your kitchen, the kind of things you bring. Stop eating outside too much. If that's what you are doing, then your partner would have to encourage that by bringing, when he's coming home, bring healthy foods home. If it is the woman who has to encourage the man, cook healthy diets, cut certain things out of your home, fizzy drinks and all those things.
How do you deal with not judging them? Because, like, let's say me and my friends have a tradition of eating fufu, proper fufu every weekend, and my partner sees that and they know that that's what's good. How do you not tell them, can you try and do it twice a week? And I'm like, but it's a culture, we do it together.
Yes, it's all right to eat your fufu, but I always advise people that life is all about moderation. You love your fufu, no two ways about that. But don't eat the big fufu that I see in Asanka, that looks like the size of a plate.
But
in
how
the
do you
Asanka.
do that without the person thinking you're trying to control them? Because that's how the person will feel like, I'm going to marry her. Now she's determining the size of my fufu.
Oh, but when you go to the hospital and they tell you to eat the fufu the size of an egg, that one you do it. If I love you so much and I want to have you for a long time, I think we have to understand that we have to help each other, and that you are not doing that, and keep assuring your partner that it's because I love you, I want to have you around more often than, or when we are going out and you're wearing your clothes and it's not going on, you know, you encourage the person that is the reason why maybe let's do a little bit of work so that you can, instead of going to sew new things or buy new things, let's challenge ourselves that we're going to do it so that we'll fit into the old clothes and all that. It's not a question. I know some people can be a bit how do I say it? They like joking with everything.
Yeah.
And why you bolo and I'm kakraka. No,
even if you laugh, it doesn't mean it doesn't affect the person.
You might have the person laughing, but might not be very, very happy about it. Maybe even there's some people that you went in for, you saw how they were before you married them. Those who are not big before, I always say that when you're going into marriage and you want to see the future of your wife, look at the mother. Yes. So if you go, one way I always tell my children about, when we were in secondary school, there was this girl, she was 2 years behind me. Oh my God, she was a big guest, but especially at her hips. And it was even interfering with her walking.
Wow.
And I was like, hey, and then somebody said, you haven't seen anything. Her mother can't walk because of that. So you would definitely see something somewhere that shows that this person has the potential. So when you know that you have the potential, then right from the beginning, you have to cut out certain things. You have to deny yourself certain things. In my house, I don't keep fizzy drinks.
Wow.
I don't, unless there's an occasion or somebody dashes it to us or something. But I don't keep, so my kids don't take fizzy drinks. I started with them. So they learn how to do the right thing right from the beginning, you know. So you have to, if you are so hooked on, especially if you had the opportunity where you've lived out a bit and you know how their water is, all these fizzy drinks, and then they go in and then I'm thirsty and then they are drinking. If you come from that kind of background where you're always drinking and you know it's not helping you, cut that thing out. Don't buy it at all. Don't bring it home. If you love bread, once upon a time we used to have 3 bakeries or 2 bakeries on our street, and you know how the bread, the fresh smell, when it gets into you, you want to. It's all temptation. Right at my junction, they sell kebabs there.
Wow.
There was kelewele right at the junction. But ask me, I close my mind to these things, you know. So it can be done. Just tell your partner that you have to exercise restraint. Maybe you can start once in a while. We'll get it. And then gradually take it off, you know. And then there's a case where they're advocates of body shaming, you know, where when you talk about somebody is big and all that, it's like, hey, of course, there are people who are big but very, very attractive and very healthy. When they go to the hospital, their BP is correct, everything is correct. And so it's a question of loving who you are and hey, do your exercising as much as you have to, eat well as much as you have to, and dress well. You will look attractive. That's basically it, because attraction is not in being slim. Yeah. Some people. Sorry, once again, I have this mother, those way back then, and anytime I was so thin, so anytime she saw me, she would just put her hand around me like this, and then it would go around me, and she would say, some likes it handful, and I was the handful, others wanted armful. Because we are different. Some people like it big, others like it small. So when it becomes a problem to your partner, that is when you have to really, really be conscious to try and fit in there. But it's basically being empathetic with your partner, put yourself in their shoes, you know, try and encourage them by bringing the good habits home, help them to exercise, let them do the right things. That will help bring down the weight.
Thank you.
Like I said again, losing weight is not that easy. Yeah. And so we have to have patience. It takes a long time. But then I would encourage such a person that you have to make sure that your medical checkups are regular and make sure you're always healthy, you know, as you are doing all those other things. But some people will do all those other things, but they will still not lose weight.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Mary Osaki.
On the other hand, to add to it, over here, I don't know whether they do it much, but it's a program I watch a lot. People do all these bypass surgeries. So people go for, that's the extreme where they go for surgeries and all that. But I don't think it is that bad to that extent. Don't Just ensure that you don't get that bad
yeah.
that you would need surgery and all that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So viewers, there you have it, okay? When you see that your partner is putting on an unattractive weight, don't be like that ex of mine who's watching actually, who's just saying, you're getting fat, blah, 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 blah. No, that's the time to practice a bit of emotional intelligence, right? Be there for your partner, support them, make it a teamwork. So go out for walks together, celebrate the small wins, and encourage them to still be sexy, because sexiness has nothing to do with your size. It has everything to do with how you feel and your confidence.